I truly believe that the Friedman IR-X and IR line are probably the best amp products to come out in many years, but I think this might be the best design yet. Starting with the Friedman IR-X, the IRD, then the IRJ. Now we've got the Imperial tri-tube preamp. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this type of product, basically they're taking the best of the analog world and combining it with some modern technology. So you can run direct and get the quiet tube amp sound, but also run it to a power amp, maybe a tube power amp, and you can have an all tube rig. You can really mold it into your amp and extend your amp from, you know, maybe you have a 2-channel amp. With this, you can make it a 4-channel amp plus effects. It's really, really crazy. We're not gonna dive into that today because this is gonna be more of a first impression, just kind of plug it in, hearing how it sounds. I want to cover a couple things before we dive in that I think really makes this stand out compared to those other models. That really is like, when I got the IR-X, I was super, super happy about it. And I was like, oh, if it just had this, that, and the other thing, I was like, this would be perfect. And this does it though. So let's talk about it real quick. The biggest thing to me is XLR outs. Now they went with stereo because you have stereo effects in here, which is really, really cool. And then over here, we have tons of in and outs, right? I'm still trying to learn everything you can do with it, but the biggest takeaway is there's a stereo effects loop. So you can add a stereo chorus, stereo reverb, delay, whatever it is in this unit, and it's gonna perform in stereo out of these main outs, which is really, really awesome. And like with the other models, it's got MIDI in, so you can run this on a MIDI board, and it's really, really cool. Let's plug it in, hear how this bad boy sounds. Let's throw on some reverb. If we hold this left button, there we go. That's crazy. Ooh. That's trippy. What is this? That's the speed. Okay. Oh. All right. It's kind of seasickening. I like that. The volume on this, from my understanding, is more like the gain knob. And then there's this attenuation knob, which is, I guess, more of a master volume. Might be wrong. Please correct me down in the comments. Hopefully it's coming across on the recording. There's this natural compression in sag that's happening. Feels like a power amp being pushed hard. that's great. But as you can tell, so my bass knob is quite low. The treble's all the way up. This is a very low indie sounding pedal. I've never played a real amp like the real Imperial amp, so that might just be how it is. I have no clue. Like even there, I'd say I probably have too much low end. Try it. I'm gonna go to 0. Here's 0 on the bass. All the way to 10. I don't know, there's something cool about that. All right, let's go treble all the way off. I love treble knobs that do that, where it never sounds bad. I love that. Even though it's a little dark, it's still usable all the way off, which I love that. So let's go all the way back to 10. And it never interferes with the low end. That treble knob, it just, they work very well together. It's cool. Let me go to cleaner. A little too much distortion there. Let's go to the middle cab, try that out. I like that better. I like that. It's a little cleaner on that low end. Yeah, that treble's definitely actually more in, it's in that mid range too. It's not really like treble. I wouldn't even necessarily call that a treble from what I'm used to. That's more of a kind of a mid sound. For the heck of it, let's just turn that down. Not sure what that does. Very good. With that attenuation master volume thing is very, very good. Let's go to this other 4x12. I think it's the 4x12. Let's do the volume knob test. I'm gonna crank it all the way up and it's good. One thing I'm noticing that, I don't know if the IR-X does this, it's got a full-on bypass, so you can, I'm guessing just, yeah, I guess that's like my straight clean sound. I may be mistaken, but I don't think you can do that on the IR-X. All right, let's change channels though. So this channel's got a tone knob and then a mid bite for the EQ section, which is very interesting. this very creamy, compressed, like mid-rangey sound. It's very pleasing in the hands. All right, let's try some different cabs on that same channel here. This is the far left. Yeah, that's definitely the 1x12, right? Very dynamic, what you would expect from, you know, this is all tubes, you know, other than the power section. So it reacts in the hands like a tube amp. I like that. Okay, so the mid bite pushes gain too. Which makes sense if you're just gonna crank mid range, it's gonna push the amp part, right? Ooh. All right, let's try the 2x12. Yeah, it's almost like you have either like some kind of type of tube screamer or like a wah on at all times, honestly. Let's go right back to the 4x12. Actually, I forgot I have the mid by the way up. That's probably making that happen. Okay. So that's me rolling my volume knob down. All right, well, you guys let me know what you thought down below in the comments. To be honest, I don't fully know what I think right now. It's a sound, I'm not used to this sound. Not that it's bad, it's a really good sound. It feels great in the hands, it's very dynamic. This is a new sound for me though. It's very not Marshally, which is what I'm used to. So I'm trying to decide if I love this sound. Like I was jamming to a track earlier and it fits in the tracks really, really on that second channel, especially like it really sits in the pocket so nice. But what I'm gonna do to finally decide is in a future video, I'm gonna figure out how to wire it up with my current, Dream Rig amp, in which is a one channel amp. And but with the effects loop and interworking this, I'm gonna try to connect it, make it a 3 channel, where I can do the clean channel from this, and also the overdrive for a different sound, and then also have just like my straight up MGL 50 Marshall. I'm excited for that. So that would be my final kind of decision. Also, because that would give me access to the reverb and tremolo. The expandability is one of the very incredible things about this, because obviously the fact that it's all tube, it feels great, sounds great, reacts like a tube amp, sounds like a tube amp, gives you the direct options. This one has XLR and stereo. Like it's just, there's so much great stuff. But I want to try it with my amp rig, and then that will be kind of the deciding factor for me, because that has potential to be absolutely incredible, and I'll document that for you guys in a future video. So hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down below what you think, and I'll see you guys next time.